Hey, kia ora koutou katoa. Ko Shannon Wong toku ingoa kei aratauhi taku mahi. Hi, I'm Shannon. I use she, her pronouns. There's another Shannon floating around in this space as well. I work for Aratauhi, the peak body for youth development in Aotearoa. Today is such an exciting day, y'all. We have an amazing rōpū of peeps who are going to speak to you about their experiences during this recent lockdown and these amazing kind of whakaaro about what it's like to be a young person who's also living with disability and accessibility challenges. What we want to talk about today is actually how these voices can be amplified and how we should be amplifying them. And also we're hoping that you'll be able to, I guess, take on some new challenges about the way that you connect with people. So I'm going to just gap it in the background and I'm going to let these awesome humans carry this kōrero on. But massive mihi to Yes Disability and also to CCS Disability Action for hosting this space, hosting this kōrero, and really letting us know what we should know.
Ka pai.
Anyway, Shannon. That's the other one, by the way.
I'm Shannon with an O. Kia ora. My name is Shannon, as other Shannon with an A explained, and I'm from Yes Disability, and my role is to I work alongside the i.Lead team, and what I'll do is I will get Kramer, who is our chair of the i.Lead committee, to explain a little bit about what we do, the work that we're doing, and I guess then we can just lead on to a bit of a chat about life and lockdown and not having any coffee. So Kramer, I will let you do a little bit of an explanation about i.Lead.
Thank you, Shannon. Kia ora tātou katoa, ko Kramer tōku ingoa. Kia ora everyone. So yeah, my name is Kramer. I'm the chair for the i.Lead collective. So the i.Lead is started off as an idea where a group of young people with disability came together and wanted to kind of be advocates and voice for the youth with disability. So we took it upon ourselves to actually kind of set up a committee where we could be the advocates for disability for youth. So we set up like a committee of young people from across the country to kind of come together and host the first ever national youth conference held in Parliament in Wellington for the first time. So we actually got kids from all range of disability to come together down in Wellington to actually have that big kōrero. And the whole idea of it is to actually set up little independent groups across the country to actually, have i.Lead in Auckland down to Queenstown and little groups across the area so that other youth can feel empowered and actually, be the voice for within their community. And then ultimately come together as one big panel where they can then advise local government or government itself on anything to do with youth. So we wanted to make sure that youth actually have a voice and were heard. So because instead of being in the background and always engaging with us, we want to be able to take it to them and, instead of us waiting for them, we're there ready to engage with our policymakers or the adults at the table. So it's all about having i.Lead is all about having that voice and that voice at the table and just being there for one another. Hope that explains it perfectly.
Very well.
I think it was perfect.
So we're also joined by Ollie, and Ollie is from CCS, and I'll let you do a little explanation of yourself, Ollie.
Kia ora koutou. My name's Ollie Goulden. I work for CCS Disability Action. I'm the Regional Disability Leadership Coordinator. Yes, for the Central Region. So I support disability leadership in my region. And I'm really honoured to be here today, and I'm really looking forward to today's conversation and getting to talk to you wonderful people. So thanks for having me.
Thanks, Ollie. And then I guess the other awesome participants, we've got Abdulla, Katie, and Naomi. Abdulla, Katie, Naomi, do you guys want to do a bit of a introduction before we go into it?
Yeah, I'll go. Okay. Hey, I'm Abdulla. I'm part of the i.Lead committee, and as well, I'm also an employee of Yes Disability.
So hi everyone, my name is Kathleen and I'm also a committee member for i.Lead, and I'm also the administrator for i.Lead as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Naomi and I am one of the committee members as well for i.Lead. Nice to meet you.
Thank you all. So I guess I had a bit of a cool question to start it off, just because I thought, since we can't be out and about at the moment, if everyone can tell me what their go-to karaoke song is first, just to start it off, and that includes you, Shannon, with an A. Go-to karaoke song. I will start. Mine is "I Will Survive."
Oh,
I
God.
don't know why, it just became a thing years and years ago. I started, and now it's my go-to karaoke song. So once we get out of lockdown, I'm hoping to celebrate my birthday and go out and sing "I Will Survive," which I think is very relevant in this lockdown context as well. So that's my go-to karaoke song. Katie, do you have one?
I would probably have to say Michael Jackson, Black or White.
Oh, wow, that is a bold choice.
That was very unexpected.
No, I
Abdulla?
was thinking like,
I'll go with 50 Cent in the Club.
oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I love it. Ollie?
Mine is Bon Jovi, "Living on a Prayer."
Ooh,
Wow.
that is a good one. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, it's just
Kramer?
Me, would definitely be Maroon 5, "Love Somebody."
Oh,
Oh,
that's a nice one.
that's in,
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
this century.
Yeah, I actually like that song. Yeah, got it
it's a good
on
song.
repeat. Yeah.
Yeah. Naomi, what's your go-to karaoke?
I don't really have one, but the first song that came to mind was "Wake Up" by Aradna. It gives me motivation to wake up every day.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yo.
Gives you motivation to stay awake in the karaoke place.
I try.
I think we're all trying.
Shannon with an A.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit it, but I used to slay R. Kelly Ignition remix.
Ah.
No.
So I think
And before what happened, so we're good.
exactly, yeah. There was a time in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Also
remember.
for the karaoke stuff as well, that's in the past.
You know, there's no age where you should say no to karaoke.
Putting it down.
Anytime, 9 a.m, 80 years old. I think that's the one thing I miss most about being in lockdown, is just the being able to go out and be with friends just in a place together.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but for me that's been really difficult. Does
It's like
anyone
our whole
else
entire
experience
social
that?
life has just gone out the window.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
as much as it's great to be on Zoom, and that's something I've really appreciated, is Zoom games. I've really discovered Zoom games. So that's been great, but I just miss, being able to go out and sing a karaoke song with my friends, and then, or go and have a drink or have a meal with someone, or all of that. I mean,
I miss going to a restaurant and getting
Yeah.
food made
Yeah.
for me, and not having to deal with the dishes.
yeah. Oh, the dishes. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Oh, they're never
we
ending.
started doing fakeaways, so fake takeaways. And for our pals Ollie and Shannon in level 2, they still get takeaways now, and unfortunately. What do you guys reckon is I guess, particularly talking about level 4, the hardest thing for you? Mine's definitely coffee and takeaways.
Mine's the like waiting in long lines to go through your supermarket shopping now. And like then they're also changing the rules that you can only have one person go from each household. But the thing is that with me and my partner, it's just the two of us in my bubble. So if I go, I can't go without him because he carries all the food shopping home. They say that you know, you shouldn't go out without a support person. But then again, when I get there, I'm not allowed my support person. So it's like, what do I do? You know, like it's just confusing.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a bit of a lack of understanding, I guess, Katie, for people who have more invisible disabilities?
Absolutely. Like I get like the whole why you're lying to me kind of look that they always, so I have to show proof, so I have to always hold my team card on me or like but it's just embarrassing and kind of degrading for me to show proof of all my personal information, basically, of who I am to a security guard so he would let me into a supermarket.
Yeah.
Like and it's just embarrassing because everyone's like, you're not just holding yourself up, but you're holding the whole line up, and then everyone's also looking over your shoulder like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I
So
guess
it's really tough.
Yeah, no, and having that, I guess, just general understanding that not all disabilities are visible to your eye, and having compassion, I guess, is what I can take from that. But yeah, that would be, yeah, really.
Like trusting the person that, like, you know, the customer. And for UK, like, you're not doing it just to be, you know, just to have your partner with you.
Yeah, no.
You know? It's like there is, like, even though they might not know, it's like they should, at least what Shannon was saying, like, you know, have the compassion to maybe understand and trust you that you are doing it for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's I don't go to different supermarkets. I go to the same supermarket every time. So they've seen me and my partner go in, the two of us, all the time. We always go in, there's always two of us. And so and then all of a sudden this thing happens, and it's like, but it's, you know, it's us because you've seen our faces before the masks and everything, and because we've been here for a couple months now, so it's just like we've been there a couple of times, but they're still like, you're not allowed them. It's just like, what? So it's like, what do you do? What can we do? Like because like if the security guard says no, you have no choice but to let one person go in or to just go home together, like, and starve. So it's like, you know, it's a bit tough. But yeah, that's one of my struggles.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as youth workers, understanding, for me personally as a youth worker, is, I guess, understanding from different points of view what, you know, how other people were struggling in this. It can be really easy sometimes when you are sitting in level 4 lockdown as an individual to put yourself in your own bubble, as they say, and then forget about the fact that other people's bubbles are a little bit different. And so, yeah, it almost feels like there needs to be a bit more communication to supermarket security guards, essential workers, that, you know, to have that compassion and to have that trust that when someone says they have a disability, they're not usually lying.
Why would someone lie about having a disability other than like I don't know anyone that has, and I don't know any people that would. So it's just like,
and I guess it is also important to say that I have the biggest respect and compassion for security guards and essential workers that are doing their job and probably have some of the hardest jobs during lockdown. I mean, we are safe at home, but yeah, definitely, Katie, I can see that would be a horrible, degrading moment.
It is, and it's to do it every time I go, and it's just like, but yeah, it's just getting that perspective out there, I guess.
Yeah. Ollie, what were you gonna say, sir?
I was just going to say how, you know, things like that, like when security guards make life more difficult or when there are physical access barriers and stuff, often I just can't be bothered. Like, I think, it's going to be so exhausting going to the supermarket because I'm going to have to deal with you know, blah, blah, finding a park or going to have to deal with people or whatever. And I just can't be bothered. So,
Yeah.
you know, some of these barriers have a real impact on disabled people.
Yeah. It's
Mm,
like it's hard to explain how like degrading it can be.
yeah.
Like
Are there any other, I guess, scenarios or situations that you guys have come up against? And not, it doesn't even have to be within this lockdown, I guess. We've done, gosh, you know, this is probably the third level 3 or level 4 lockdown that I know Auckland has done it alone. Are there any other situations where you kind of just wish that maybe there was some more support or education or communication to the general public about how they can support better?
I'll be happy to answer that one.
Yeah.
With the general information around COVID and lockdown and all that stuff, before I answer that, this whole lockdown thing to me, like even from the beginning to this one now, the hardest thing has been just, you know, keeping that professional relationship between my fridge and myself, and you know, try not to visit so often there, and you know, just trying to keep that boundary, keep it professional, but really hard overstepping there. But as for during the first lockdown, yeah, it was very difficult in terms of not really for myself, but what I've heard for other youth out there. Education-wise, they didn't have any, you know, access to phones or the Wi-Fi or devices to actually, you know, connect to online and engage with other youth or education. And so from first lockdown, you know, they did learn that there needs to be something in place to actually help those youth actually get access to equipment and all those other stuff. So that's where, you know, they did make it a leeway in disability funding to actually, you know, utilize some of your personal care package to purchase, whether it's a laptop, phone, or help set up Wi-Fi at home and all that stuff. So like there were supports out there and available. It's just that they weren't really relayed to the disability community in a effective communication process. So that was definitely an issue for the for youth with disability and disability in general, because there was a lot of support there. It was just not utilized and promoted properly.
Yeah, so it's that promotion that I guess and I guess where would you advise for not only other people living with disability but also to youth workers is where do you go for that information?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of like since I work within the community sector outside of i.Lead, see, because they have the DIAS coordinators out there within community organizations, so they're always there actively trying to promote information. One way that I constantly receive information is through my IF provider, disability host providers, or resource centers like Yes Disability, LifeWise, Whakatautua, CCS. So how they're connected, they're always pushing emails out there. It's just that I know a lot of us don't actually open up our emails and read it. We just have it there to sign up for Google Play or register for it.
Do you think as well it's a lot of like almost information overload? Because you're getting
definitely,
you're getting information from government, getting information from organizations. So you know, I think I've noticed that as well is trying to make sure that we don't overload people with information.
Well, that's going to be hard because, as you know, the disability sector is one massive beast. So it's got a lot of information in all areas across government. So yeah, but as for an easy way, I recommend for yous out there actually watching this, if you want access to information, you know, best way is to ask someone who's actually in your situation. And if they don't know, just find someone else and reach out. You can even reach out to us on our Facebook, i.Lead, Instagram. Just hit us up on there. I'm sure we'll chuck a link or something on the screen. Yeah.
And the same with CCS, I imagine, Ollie?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely feel free to reach out to one of us, and we'll happily, chuck up status, or we can even do a little corridor through the Zoom.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be cool.
What is there anything, I guess we always talk about negatives, right? So I think a lot of what we talk about is, oh, this, this is what the government's doing wrong, and this is what this person's doing wrong, and we need this differently. But I guess, what is it that works? Like, what is it that you actually think, yeah, that's really worked well for me? I quite enjoy the 1 p.m. Press conferences. Like, I really enjoy the fact that I can sit there and I know exactly what's going on. I know where we're at, and I actually have enjoyed the transparency that they've had in this lockdown. I don't know about you guys, but are there things, and I'm sure there are things that work, and that as youth workers, as organizations, that we can all keep doing to make sure that everyone is well supported, because I know that this probably won't be the last lockdown we ever have, so we may as well start getting it right now.
I think, no, you go first, Abdulla.
Cool. Well, I think what had been going much better than I think in the previous lockdown, because we are prepared, is the interaction between youth workers and the youth. So online Zooming had made it so much easier to be interactive. So thank you, technology.
Absolutely.
And I think the games that are coming out on Zoom are great activities and great, even if it is for a quick hour on the computer, I think that really helps the people out, taking their mind off COVID, and making them at least have that little sense of, at least I got to talk to my youth worker, or I got to talk to my mate, and I think that's been a lot of help to a lot of people, especially myself included, youth.
Just that sense of connection, eh?
Exactly. Even the work meeting that we do, that's a cool way to, see what's going on around the office, and along with your employee. So I think that's that's something that I look forward to, during lockdown.
So you would say to anyone who is a youth worker or is working, with an organization, do more Zoom calls.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And get on, if you have an account with Kahoot, do Kahoot as well. They have great quizzes. They have great little online games. I think that's a big way.
Side note: Abdulla does not work for Kahoot and is not.
No, I do not.
And this is not a paid sponsorship.
Although, if you want Kahoot, contact me.
You know what's funny though? That actually really scares me. I agree with Abdulla what he said, because it's amazing to see how quickly youth workers and the disabled community kind of got together and to kind of make lockdown suitable for us and all that. But it's also scary. It's scary in a way to see that it's kind of becoming normalized right now, because it was just last year before COVID, we the disability sector and the youth are actually fighting to actually be recognized and actually be out there and be seen, kind of thing. So it's scary in a way, because we're kind of stepping back into closed doors, but then behind another little box. So yeah, just but yeah, so it is. It's just scary.
Do you think there's a bit of worry about that we won't transition back to more face to face, because we have got so used to doing Zoom, and there won't be a big push for more face to face?
And eventually there's going to be robots sitting in every single window, representing us. Ooh.
I reckon definitely, because I remember during the first lockdown, we didn't like being stuck in isolation, and then when we got out of that lockdown, we were struggling to actually get out of it and actually engage in the community. And now we're going back into several other lockdowns after that, and now it just feels like it's normal. So
how do you see I guess, a smooth transition out of lockdown into more, you know, face-to-face contact lower levels, so level 2, level 1, and also I think more Delta level 2 and level 1, which we have seen are going to be different to what we're used to yet again. How do you see the best transition for that?
For me, I like how they do the whole, like, okay, we're in level 4 and then we go down to level 3.5 and then 3 and then 2.5. I think as long as we like gradually move down the levels and not all of a sudden go back to level 1 and everyone flock, because you know everyone's going to be, you know, flooding those McDonald's and KFC drive-thrus, and they're going to go down the street and they're going to go forever. No one's going to get food. So it's just like, you know, I can see absolute chaos happening if we went straight to level 1 from level 4, because
definitely,
it would be a shock to
Katie.
the system kind of thing for everyone, I feel like, because it's like, quick,
Definitely,
get in the car.
definitely, Katie is right. Yeah, you know, it's just I reckon it's putting a lot of trust in Jacinta, Auntie Jacinta, who's on at 1 o'clock every day, or
Auntie Cindy,
you know, just listening to them, and because they've so far, you know, guided us throughout this whole lockdown very smoothly. So it's just about not respecting, but just following the rules, and till we slowly get back to the level 1 where we can start living again. Yeah.
Has anyone else found the talks, like the One News talks, what do they call them?
the press conferences?
The conferences. Like I actually like watching them, because Jacinda's usually so in depth and so in detail of like how it's happened, and she wants to get all the facts before she wants to tell us the facts and everything, make sure she's right before she actually tells us, so we don't get anything wrong.
So definitely like you just having access to that information and knowing when those levels are going to go down, but also what those levels might look like, and maybe in particular to people living with disability is how is you know, how is the government going to make sure that it is safe, and what provision of services is going to be available, and how, you know, youth groups or, you know, might run completely differently to what it used to be. I know for i.Lead in particular, we will have to run it differently to what we used to. So how do we manage that without losing people as well? Because I think we don't want to disengage from people just because of COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a tough question and a tough problem to try and tackle.
Like challenging you, Katie.
Yes. But like I know that, like, for me personally, since we've been in lockdown, I've kind of gotten really comfortable with being in my bubble and being home and not going out anywhere and everything, like what Kramer was saying before. We've gotten used to it. We've gotten comfortable and everything, and it's just like I'm starting to get into the whole, do I really want to go back to work?
There are actually still some of those out there with you know, with disability who are not like us but still struggling, because of the lockdowns they're not actually able to actually get access to their support person. So that is making it harder, because you know they don't want to really reach the bubble, but at the same time the support person still got to work to get the income, but the disabled person doesn't really want to. They've already compromised immune. So I think with this new whole enabling good lives, and how this disability funding will work, where you're actually allowed to have a support person who lives in the same household now be a support person, I reckon that's good, because it's able to provide them more one-on-one care during times like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like we could go into lockdown and be, you know, level 4 again, and then like nobody's allowed to leave the house. And so like if for me personally, if I didn't have my partner Leo to help me carry the food shopping and everything, I probably wouldn't go food shopping. Like you know, So I don't understand why social workers aren't essential. I thought they would be kind of.
Social workers are still essential. It's just that they have to follow the rules from the government and do it over the phone or over Zoom. They can't do it in person. So they're still able to access. Just ring the covert helpline. The government do have them there on standby for support for anybody.
Okay. You got to have access to a phone or laptop or something, I'm guessing. So
yeah,
I'm just thinking of those ones that can't use a phone or
if you can't use a phone, next big step is don't breach the bubble, but just go stand outside your neighbor's house, wave a little, make friends, and ask them if they can contact them on your behalf, saying you don't have any telephone or anything, and I'm sure the government will help in some kind of way.
Yeah, that's the point. Hopefully, just don't go out in like this horrible rainy weather. Like go out in sunshine, because this weather's been so tragic.
I guess my sort of last question to you guys is, and you might have to think about it because I can't even answer it, but what would you like to see different in the world after COVID? Yeah, I know. As I was saying it, even I was thinking.
It's a wide range of. Okay, so well, first thing is that I would like them to keep the information going, like you know how they're doing the COVID information broadcasting thing now. Like keep that going until we're fully out of the clear and you know got no more COVID-19 at all, and then we go back straight to normal. But I think as long as the information keeps on getting out there to people and reaching out to the disabled community in particular, then I think we'll be okay. But yeah, that's one of my things.
Nice, Katie. For me, I reckon it's thanks to COVID and the beauty of COVID. Not that it's a good thing, but thanks to it, it has actually opened up a huge list of all the issues that disability was kind of facing, and so it's kind of brought a little bright light to it, so like shining awareness on it. So now they actually see that this was already a need before COVID. They're able to actually now work with us or come up with something to actually fill up those gaps and solve the problems. Yeah. So that's my hope for after this whole COVID and all that, is that they're able to see the light and follow the light.
Yeah.
See the light at the end of the tunnel. Abdulla, you got something?
Yeah. All right. I thought maybe. All right. Yeah, I think I would like to see like the integration between like face to face and what we've done in COVID, have still the ability to do the Zoom calls, to have the ability to do the online games and stuff like that, but also and that also takes away the accessibility part of someone not being able to travel to the the venue that we're having the talk or whatever it is. Like it's so easy now, we'll just see you on Zoom. We'll just if you can't come in person, it's so much easier to be interactive if you don't have the accessibility to go in person. But obviously we still want the face-to-face, because nothing is I feel at least you can't connect properly until you meet the person. So I still want that, definitely. But yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to take from COVID and still put it into our everyday life, even when we're going back to normal situation.
Whatever normal is.
Yeah, exactly.
It
could be normal in a
I
few
think
more months.
I think the new normal is definitely a good way of putting it. I think I completely agree with you, Abdulla, is having flexibility, is learning that we can continue this flexibility even without COVID. I think for me, being able to work from home has been actually really nice. So I can spend a little bit more time with, you know, my husband and my family. You know, sometimes you're working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So to be able to do that from home and around the people you love, and maybe in my pajama pants sometimes, is actually quite nice and gives you a bit of a break from the office. So I think that would be something I'd love to see continue after COVID has hopefully disappeared.
Absolutely. Yes, 100% agree.
Anyone else got any hopes post-COVID?
But you just took the words right out of my mouth, to be honest. Yeah, so we've proven during COVID that we can adapt and that we can do things differently, after years of being told that we couldn't. So I just hope that, yeah, hopefully once all this COVID stuff is behind us, we can continue to be creative and to see things differently.
Yeah, brilliant. Took your words right out of your mouth is also a very good karaoke song, to be sure.
Oh my god, it is. It took me a minute to think. I was like, what song?
Well, I guess that's sort of all my burning questions. If anyone else has anything they want to talk about.
Oh, Abdulla's got one. Yes.
I was trying to remember what we talked about before we started the recording.
That's all right.
Did you has there been some preparation behind the scenes that we haven't?
No, of course not.
Yeah,
all I remember was that Ollie was going to support us with KFC after.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, that was it.
I think Career Post still works now.
You guys have to come to Wellington
as soon as we can. November 9th and 10th, with any luck, we will be down there for the i.Lead conference. So anyone who is watching this that wants to come, you can sign up at our website, which I'm sure we will put the link on. But I think that's all from me, and I'll hand it over to Shannon to close. Shannon with an A.
Other Shannon. Me, this Shannon. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou. What an amazing kōrero. And I think that I pulled some like really cool whakaaro and thoughts behind what you were all talking about. One, you have such knowledge that is super important to get out there. Two, you're willing to share that knowledge so that others are able to connect to it and to make their lives just a little bit easier and a little bit better. And three, with your capacity to like look through life, through like even through all of the adversity and challenges that you have, to look through life to be able to support others is the shining light that sits in this moment. I think that youth workers and support workers and all of those peeps that are out there who are walking alongside you can learn so much. And this reminds us that we just go back to the source. We go to the people that are living the lives that they're trying to live, and we ask them, what do you need? And how can we make things easier for you? What works best for you? And how can we work together to make it work better? What I really want to leave with is the idea that this is just the start of a conversation. And in fact, in real life, in November, we hopefully will continue on this conversation. And the people that are watching, as Shannon has already said, are invited to attend and to sit in the space with brilliant humans like you all. So one of the things that I wanted to end with, and I think this kind of like leads itself to the kōrero that we're having. So I want to know, for all of you participating, since I got thrown the karaoke question, what is your go-to Zoom fashion recommendation? All right, Naomi, you feel like you can start us off here?
Me? I'm just a casual, like, kind of girl. I don't really like to dress up and all that. So PJs, a little nice hoodie. Yeah, that's it.
I like it. Keeping it cash. It's epic.
Keeping
All right.
it-
Katie?
Oh God, I'm like, okay, well, right now at the moment, I'm wearing like swag pants and slippers and and yeah, jumper, but it's like my pajama jumper, so and a hoodie. A hoodie because I've got a really bad hair day because the hairdressers aren't open yet, and I'm having such a bad hair day, so I'm hiding my hair.
Epic. All right, Kramer, what you got?
Oh, I'm the worst when it comes to but my advice for fashion is just keep it business on the top and just wear lava or patio or just just the shorts on the bottom. So they're only seeing the top half. So yeah. So
I need to see the bottom.
yeah. And if you're having a bad hair day, just grab a beanie.
Yeah.
Or put a hat. Yeah.
The go-to.
I like it. Abdulla.
I'm normally pretty casual. I limited the bad hair day by just shaving my hair off. So that if you want a pointer, that's something that you can do. And then you get rid of that problem. But yeah, just keep it casual, or like Kramer said, they only see the top, so let it go at the bottom if you want. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm literally surprised that nobody said like in undies and a t-shirt like yet, like
I mean, Ollie hasn't gone yet.
Yeah.
Ollie.
Yeah, comfort is paramount. So although business on top, but a man may or may not be wearing track pants and slippers at the moment. Yeah, so just be comfy and yeah, stay warm.
All right, come on, other Shannon. What's the trick? What's the trick?
My
here?
trick is that I will still put on work clothes, but underneath the work clothes, I have pajamas on, so that as soon as I've finished my Zoom calls today, off, and the bed's right there, straight into bed.
Yeah,
that's the trick.
That's the trick.
That's the trick. And no one, I mean, other than everyone that's about to watch this video, knows. So yeah, trying to wear pajamas underneath so that you basically don't even really have to get changed in the morning. Just chuck something on top.
Thanks again. I think we've covered everything we needed to cover. You can stop recording now.